Hello friends and enemies. Today we are looking at Mafex Medicom Psylocke. Mafex? Mafex? It's one of the two. We've got a couple other Mafex X-Men figures and they're pretty cool, so I'm expecting the same from Psylocke. Full disclosure, if you watch this channel, then you know that I'm not really up on the X-Men. I don't know much about Psylocke, so please forgive my ignorance. She looks like some kind of scantily clad ninja, and she has psychic powers or something, right? I don't know. She does like this pink psychic thing. I know that. Got some really cool comic book themed packaging. Some beautiful photos on the back. Psylocke. She'll lock up your Psyduck. Has there been a Psylocke Psyduck mashup? Like a Psyduck and Psylocke's costume? Because that should really be a thing. Why is this so difficult? Oh man, she is in there good. Wow. This clamshell is packed. That's what she said. I review all sorts of stuff, but I'm so used to dealing with a different scale of figure, so every time I open up one of these, they always seem super small. And I don't want to say delicate, but I'm definitely being a little ginger with it. There's such a big difference in finish here. So her body is matte, like super matte, whereas her costume is really glossy and shimmery and shiny. So it's a really apparent dichotomy, and I don't know why. It's just kind of throwing my eyeballs for a loop. It's just, this costume is so shiny, and I actually like that. I love the finish on it. Her color scheme is kind of all over the place, but I don't think you can blame that on Mafex. Tiny, tiny limbs, a very toned torso, with a pretty large chest, but her butt is so flat. Like, she's got a large chest and pretty crazy thighs, but her butt is as flat as the Kansas prairie. You gotta do some squats. Everything is fairly clean for the most part. There's some bits of overlay, especially on the seam here. There's a little splotch back here. Parts where it looks like the paint is chipping a little bit, or there's like a smudge or a stain, like on the shoulder here, and even on the face. On the face there's a tiny, tiny little mark. I don't have a problem with that. Some people might. Some people demand flawless figures, which I can understand. But these are all very minor to me. Now, speaking of the face, the sculpt here I feel is pretty minimal. But the paint, the face application is really nice. I love her lipstick. I need that shade. But then we move on to her hair, and I feel like this could have been executed differently. It looks not sloppy. Sloppy is definitely the wrong word. It looks like there's not enough texture or depth compared to the rest of the figure. It's just a little one-dimensional, which is strange to say for a three-dimensional object, but you know what I mean. Yeah, I wouldn't say the hair kills the figure for me, because it's a beautiful figure, but it does take away a little bit from it, I think. Maybe I'm the only one with that opinion. But I'm doing a toy review channel, so giving my opinion is kind of what I'm here to do. But yeah, other than that, beautiful figure. I can't say I understand her costume, but that is nothing unusual when it comes to comic book characters. Like, we've got a ballet slipper type thing on this side, we've got a full thigh-high boot on this side, these weird straps on the thighs, straps on the arms with these gloves. I mean, the leotard is weird enough, but I can understand wanting to have a full range of motion. Random sash, I mean, far from the most WTF comic book costume I've ever seen, but it makes you wonder. I guess it's just the rule of cool. I'm assuming, because the others were like this, that we're going to get a pretty good range of motion out of her. The hair is a problem. She does not really want to look up. You can kind of fudge it a little bit because she's got insane articulation throughout the rest of her torso, but yeah, the hair kind of gets in the way of her head going back without the rest of that. Pretty good everywhere else, though. The neck also moves, which I always like. Just gives an extra range of motion. Butterfly joints. They can be pretty obvious and pretty gappy. I don't know if it's translating well through the camera, but there's a pretty big gap here. So if that's the kind of thing that will annoy you, just be aware of that. There's a little nugget of material here. Anyway, so you got some nice rotation on that. Ooh, her shoulder Her butterfly joints do come out pretty easily though, so that's something to watch out for. Bicep swivel, double elbow. This one's also got like a little pokey out piece, just like a little protrusion. It doesn't seem to be causing any issues though. Very, very tiny wrist joint. Rotation and up and down that. What is it, Toasty? My cat is scratching at the door. Toasty, what is it? Did you not know the door could open? No, don't do that. Pretty good crunch with all those torso joints. Ooh, awesome arc back. And you got a lot of twist there too. Leg up, not so much to the side. It kind of gets stuck up there. And it takes some ratcheting, but it will go out to the back. It made a very uncomfortable noise, so I wouldn't push it too hard or too fast. That's what she said also. Yeah, these butterfly joints just keep wanting to come out of alignment. Double knee, pretty good. Calf to thigh, rock on the ankle, and then a toe joint. So yeah, pretty good articulation. You get a lot of mileage out of the twist in that torso, and a pretty wide range of movement in the legs too. So let's look at accessories. She'll come with an alternate head portrait. So in this one, she's angry and her hair is blowing in the wind. Hair is still not as detailed as I would like, but a little bit more detailed. There's a little bit more depth to it. Teeth are gridded. Very nice detail there. She'll come with 2 sheathed katanas, and I love the gold accents on those. You also get 2 unsheathed katana with that same beautiful gold and a really nice metallic silver. You will get an alternate waistband that have the katana sheaths inserted in there. Mini hands, you've got fists, you've got holding things hands, psychic power hands, I guess? Oh yeah, they have plugs in them to plug in the psychic attacks. It is psychic, right? I don't know. Some kind of energy. And then splayed hands. So for effects, you've got another pair of hands that are inserted in these energy blasts. And these are really beautiful. I like the white trailing into the hot pink. Starts out kind of opaque and then turns more translucent. More hands in like an energy punch type situation. That same translucent hot pink. And then these round dealies, they look kind of like shields or concussion blasts, but they also make me think of saw blades. And then you'll get a stand with several different attachments, 1, 2, 3, and another rod in case you don't want to use this one. So let's switch out some stuff. Let's give her her other belt. It's a little bit rubbery so you can slip it on. Reattach her disembodied lower half, and then the handles on these come out. So you just insert them into these back here. Let's switch out her head, give her her angry head. This joint is very long, but it's kind of thin, so I just want to be careful with it. It's hard to tell which hand this is meant to go to. Maybe it doesn't matter. I think it's this one. Again, a very small joint, so be careful there. And I'm plugging in the saw blade effect, or at least attempting to. Okay, plugging in the saw blade effect works better when you go ahead and insert it, and then put it onto her hand. There we go, she looks pretty cool. She doesn't really like to stand up on her own, but that's what the plastic stand is for. So here's what she looks like with other Mafex Medicom figures in the X-Men line. They all scale really well together. She seems pretty small, even like in comparison to Storm. I think that's just because her head is smaller. I don't know, like her head seems smaller than Storm's. Maybe it's just Storm's hair that is throwing me off. But yeah, she seems pretty tiny in comparison. Not that that means it's inaccurate, it's just kind of a glaring difference. She's probably just a tiny lady. Here she is next to Mezco Cyclops. And the scale is obviously off here, but I don't think she would look too bad next to this figure on a shelf. And then you've got the new Marvel Legends She-Hulk. And even though they are in different scales, that works pretty well because, I mean, She-Hulk, she's naturally going to be a lot bigger than a lot of other characters. A lot bigger and a lot thicker. So yeah, I find the Mafex figures to be a lot of fun. I keep wanting to say simple, but no, they're not simple. They're just easy to manipulate. They're easy to move around. The accessories are easy to put on and off. They are on the pricier side, but you get more detail and more accessories than you would with something like Marvel Legends. I think for X-Men specifically, we're just interested in building out an X-Men team for the Mafex line. I don't think we have any other Mafex figures. I could be totally wrong. I might have reviewed some on this channel and I've just forgotten. She does have a bit of a problem standing up. If you get her into that sweet spot, she'll be okay, but that's what the stand is for. With that, you should be able to do all sorts of poses. So, as always, thank you guys for watching. Likes and subscribes are very much appreciated. Comments are more than welcome. I'll see you guys on the next one.